back. The Clippers come away with the big-time win. They take down the Heat, a Miami team that is looking for some sort of momentum and answers since the trade. Ivica Zubac is going to throw the headset on as Big Zoo steps to the table. You got us? Ivica, you got us?
Yeah.
All right, appreciate you. Thanks for hopping on. 26 points, 13 rebounds for you.
14.
I got that. Okay, we'll give you 14.
Should have gave me that last tip out.
Oh, there we go. That is your 10th straight double-double. You got 44 this year. I know you talked about in the media a mini goal is 50, but these last 10 games, you've been nearly automatic. What is working so well for you? Is there anything different, or has it been the same story all season?
Confidence, man. Confidence, guys trusting me, and then just next man up mentality. You know, that we got Norm out. Kawhi was in and out of the lineup. Some guys too, and we needed more from everyone. DJ, we needed more from everyone. So just stepping up and trying to get as many wins as we can.
You guys come on with a win today. 38 minutes last night for Yuzu. You play 38 again tonight. This team's won 11 games with a rest disadvantage. Why? What is it about this group that rallies despite having heavy legs?
Just we got a bunch of scrappy guys who
You're good. You're tired. You're tired.
I'm a little tired, but we got a bunch of guys who had to fight and claw their way into NBA, into rotation, into contracts, and guys who don't take anything for granted. So every time we're playing that back-to-back, we know we got to bring more energy, more aggressiveness, urgency. I wish we would play like that. When we have the games with a day or two of rest before. Yeah. But we're scrappy, man. We're gonna fight and claw, and we're gonna give our best.
You guys fought and clawed today, came away with a win. Go get some rest. Appreciate you. Clippers come away with the win, 119-104. They take down the Miami Heat and come away with their 36th victory of the season. Well, for Santiago Rodriguez, our engineer in this one, Josh Zalesnik, our statistician, Adam Oslin's got you the rest of the way. He's back in Burbank with the one and only Daniel West. The Clippers get the win, their fourth in a row against the Heat as they sweep the season series and take down Miami, 119-104. We'll see you in a few on your Clippers Audio Network.
Let's go, Clipper Nation. How about Bogi? How about it? 30 and 11 boards. His first double-double in a year. Why are some people hating on him? Trying to say they never should have done the trade. This is like his fifth really good game. All his shooting percentages are going up. And, yes, he was my player to watch as he goes for his season high, or Clippers high of 30. Love to see it. What a bounce-back victory. Bogi Nights. Not bad, Ray. Your Southern California Ford dealers are helping first responders. Yeah, Boardman gets paid for Bogi. Fire Department and California Community Wildfire Recovery. If your vehicles were damaged by the recent Bogi was on ball a ton in the second half. Offering you employee pricing. It takes all of us to turn heartache into hope and make it home again. I can't tell you how many people have said shouldn't have traded for Bogi. Let's see. What's this guy's name on X? His name. This season is even more exciting with the Clippers moving to their new home into a dome in Inglewood. You just telling me this. Redefines the way fans watch basketball, including incredible features like the interactive Halo board. Keep the receipts, but I'll let it go. Seats in the wall. Be sure to take it all in and experience the Bogi before he heads back to Atlanta. Good to come in there with some confidence back in his old stomping grounds. Bogi was awesome.
get you into the game, so you can catch
Just
every highlight in
incredible.
person. And that goes double for all the sneaker squeaks, celebrity sightings, and drip checks.
I am
So get Clippers tickets at Ticketmaster. Whether they're here at Enjoy
very happy after this victory. They needed it badly.
When it comes to scoring tickets, and there's no better way than saying you saw it
Yeah,
live.
Bogi wants all the smoke. He's like that.
Commissioner of the NBA, Adam Silver. Give me the wildest thing that you
T-Man revenge game or Bogi revenge game.
48 minutes. I am a fan of 4 10-minute.
Coffee was awesome. Down the stretch of the third into the fourth.
Incidentally, if you went to a 40-minute game,
I just want to make
it's
sure.
around load management
Still
and
here,
resting
still here.
Yeah.
of taking like 15 games off the season.
Great calls always. It's a fun game.
Day morning, 6 a.m. right here on LA.
Big win, Clipper Nation. Let's go.
Well, the Clippers were scorching hot against the Heat in Miami as they win 119-104 thanks to 30 and 11 boards from Bogdanovic. Wait, they took one away? I got 11 or I got 10. Either way, it was his Clippers high with 30 points, and the Clippers bounced back after a loss yesterday in New Orleans. Coming up, we'll get to your second half highlights, your post-game box score, and more. But first, out to Miami and back with your radio voice of the Clippers in Carlo Jimenez. Carlo, good to see the Clippers once again being able to rally while missing Kawhi, while missing Norm still, no Ben Simmons, and they find a way against a desperate Miami Heat team to get a victory in Miami.
And this was so impressive, Adam, because the Clippers really led the entire way. I mean, Miami took the lead for the first 19 seconds. The Clippers led the rest of the game. The Miami lead in this ballgame was 2-0. That was it. The Clippers' ability to dominate, to get out in transition, to attack the painted area, and really, Adam, to just shoot the lights out. 59% from the field is a season high by 4%. They shot 55% in Utah back in December. An unbelievable shooting night from this team, and they needed it. I mean, this Heat team shot 47% from the field. The Clippers were able to get timely shots, big-time shots, and they got hustle plays from everybody. Anytime you can get 19 rebounds from your backcourt, I mean, that is impressive from the starting backcourt in Bogi and James Harden. Chris Dunn adding 2 rebounds as well for the Clippers. We're going to hope he's okay, but another game with 3 steals for Dunn just continues to add to his single-season career best in steals. I believe he's up to 108 now on the year. Great stuff from the Clips. Needed the bounce-back win. This was a Miami team that was reeling. The Clippers really never gave them hope. The game was not closer than 3 the entire second half, and it was as close as 3 once. I mean, really, it was a one-possession game once the entire second half. Impressive by the Clippers. They, as Ivica Zubac talked about, they came out with urgency and aggressiveness, and they kept the foot down the entire way, really closing out Miami from start to finish.
Yeah, Bam Adebayo was just 6 points on 2 of 7 shooting in 35 minutes, and that may be why Ivica Zubac was so gassed with you post-game. He ended up going 12 of 16 from the field, Big Zoo. Okay, he didn't get to 20 shot attempts, but I'll take 16 on a back-to-back. He has 26 and 14 and missed only 4 shots. He made it look so easy out there, and the two-way prowess of Ivica Zubac just showing off in Miami.
Yeah, look, if Big Zoo hadn't played 38 minutes on back-to-back nights, I wanted to ask him about Bam Adebayo, but we need Big Zoo, so let him go rest and catch up on some much-needed rest after these last 2 games. Bam Adebayo was a non-factor today, Adam. I mean, 2 for 7 from the field. He finished with 6 points. He was a minus 14, time for the team worst out there with Tyler Hero in 35 minutes. And really just unable to create anything offensively. A turnover in this ball game as well. No block shots for Adebayo against Ivica Zubac. Dominated this one. As Big Zoo continues to have the season he is having, I saw yesterday, Jared Allen had his 10-20 game, 10-point, 10 rebound game. Zoo's got 20 of those. Like, he shuts down Adebayo on Adebayo's turf. He's climbing the ranks. He's climbing the ranks towards top 5 center, and he's doing it with the statistics, with his consistency, and with his, 10 straight double-doubles now for the big man. And as he corrected me, 14 rebounds on the glass today. Big one for Big Zoo. But it's just so fun to see a guy who, as he's talked about, I mean, there's a lot of guys on this team that at one point didn't think NBA was a possibility, didn't think playing in the NBA. I mean, Bogdanovic has admitted that he never thought about the NBA. Derrick Jones Jr. was on a two-way. Chris Dunn was playing in the G League one year without an NBA contract. James Harden had to spend 2 years at college, was traded away from a team that went to a championship. These are guys with chips on their shoulders. It's showing for the Clippers in these types of games. 11-5 with a rest disadvantage. That shows grit. That shows heart. And it shows hustle from this Clipper team.
Amir Coffey went undrafted before the Clippers brought him in. He was 5 of 7, 3 of 4 from the outside to get to his 13 points. You talked about it, but big bounce back from him and really timely buckets from him in the second half.
Huge buckets. Credit James Harden. He had a wide open right wing three at one point and said, you know what, Amir's hot. I'm going to give it to him. Amir, I think all three of his threes at him were from the corner in this ball game. It's just huge shots from Amir, who finishes with 13 points tonight for the Clippers, 3 for 4 from distance, came away with an assist as well. No turnovers for the Clippers. 25 minutes for Amir. Bichon went deep into the bench, but kind of shallow because he played Amir and Derrick both 23 plus minutes. Nobody played more than 10 besides those two guys. So impressive run by Amir and Derrick to steady the ship for this Clipper team. They got out in front. They kept the lead. And at times when Miami looked like they were going to come back, the Clippers had a response every single time to push Miami just a little farther away. This was an impressive Clipper win. They've needed to go on a run like this, Adam, 4 of their last 5. And they got an Atlanta team that's sub 500. The Clippers have been excellent this season against teams under 500. We'll see if they can keep it rolling and head back to Intuit Dome with 5 wins out of their last 6.
Very solid, very necessary, very efficient victory for the Clippers from the field, you could say, at just a tick under 60% from the floor in this one as they win in Miami 119-104. Their next game coming up on Friday, back in Bogi's old stomping grounds in Atlanta. They'll be taking on the Hawks. Tip off at 4:30 Pacific. Pregame show starting at 3:30. Carlo, great call as always. Let's do it again on Friday, huh?
Adam, one more game and then I get to see you. Let's go.
Coming up next, we got second half highlights as the Clippers bounce back. Winners of 4 of their last 5 now. They are victorious in Miami, 119-104, thanks to 30 from Bogdanovic. Appreciate the engineer chiming in there at the end. We'll have more coming up next here on the Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network.
So I've been trying to tell everyone you can't give up on Bogi because they need his skill set. This is what he does. He's a shooter. He's a career 38% three-point shooter. And all these people were killing him. People in here. Some with a mea culpa like Capra. That Mexican Nara was hating on him for a while. And now Bogi is up to shooting 37% from 3 as a Clipper so far. Just like that. Drops 30. I don't need 30 from him on Friday, but I'd like 15. An efficient 15. But he's also, it's not just 3 balls. Like, he's getting into the paint. He hit a right elbow jumper, and then the next time down a left elbow jumper off zoo screens in the 4th quarter. He's running the show at times. He's making life easier for James Harden. I don't know why so many people massively overreacted to his shooting slump. He's a career 38% three-point shooter. He looked fine out there.
Bogey ball in Miami as the Clippers torch the Nets. But they're playing the Heat. 119 to 104 was their victory by 15 in Miami over the Heat, thanks to them shooting 48% from three and 59.2% from the field. That is a season-high field goal percentage. Let's get to second half highlights. Clippers led by 5 heading into that third quarter. In the third, just like we saw yesterday, they were getting it to Big Zoo early and often.
Dribbles around the screen, stops right wing, bounces it to Zoo. The floater off 2 feet, nothing but the cords. James against Larson, shakes him to the rim, floats, rolls off. Zubac put back too strong. Second chance for Zoo, and he taps it up and in. 8-0 Clipper run. Working on where? Muscles into the orange paint. The floater, yes, sir. Ivica Zubac with that hook shot. Nearly unstoppable. Zoo takes 2 dribbles, stops in the paint, and dunks it with a right hand, plus contact. Ivica Zubac is an unstoppable force around the iron. 25 points.
Big Zoo got up to 26 points in the third quarter. He had 11 of his 26 in that third quarter alone. They could not stop him. The Clippers led by 8 heading into the fourth at 92 to 84. Bogdanovic, though, would also drop 11 points in a quarter. That would be in the fourth.
Gets around a Zubac screen, zigging and zagging at the top of the key. Right elbow jumper, airborne and in. Bogi's matched the season high. Hands off to Bogdanovic. Curl, steps back, left elbow jumper. Season high 25. Bogdanovic straight away 3. Bullseye! Bogi can't miss. 28.
Bogdanovic finished with his Clippers high of 30 plus 10 boards and 4 assists out there. He was 11 of 16 from the field, 4 of 7 from the outside, and the Clippers would win in Miami 119 to 104. Coming up next, we'll get to your final box score. I'm Adam Osland, and you're listening to the Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network.
What time we go until here?
8:30.
Cool. First, it was the Zoo haters getting their comeuppance. Now it's the Bogey haters.
Right. Keep those receipts, Adam.
Huh?
I said keep those receipts.
Oh, I keep them. I keep them handy. Chat, Clippers still winners of 4 or 5. There are some positives even after yesterday's loss. They split the back-to-back. Mason Plumlee picked a fight with Steven Adams. What happened there? A little dust up, a little kerfluffle. I gotta see this.
Join today at clippers.com/season-tickets.
Ooh.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End of friendship.
Can I get a replay?
Choose Chill because that song lives rent-free in your head.
So they both got ejected, battling for a rebound.
Coors Light Tea Party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open with music to your ears all day.
Mason Plumlee kind of fell on top of him as they went to the floor, and then it was broken up.
Dan Patrick.
Commissioner of the NBA, Adam Silver. Give me the wildest thing that you guys have considered.
The NBA is the only league that plays 48 minutes. I am a fan of 4 10-minute quarters. Putting aside what it means for regular and things like that.
Yeah, Steven Adams is pretty strong.
With the issues around load management and resting, it would be the
Big Zoo's pretty strong.
taking like 15 games off the season.
The Dan Patrick Show, weekday morning, 6 a.m., right here on LA's home of the world champion Dodgers.
Clippers win 119-104 in Miami over the Heat, thanks to a 30 ball from Bogdanovic, who went 4 of 7 from the outside, 11 of 16 from the field. Oh, and got a double-double with 10 rebounds out there. Took one away from James Harden at the end. Funny little exchange between them two. Wasn't exactly like the exchange we saw with Steven Adams and Mason Plumlee tonight. Vita Zubac had 26 in 14. You don't want to tussle with him. He was 12 of 16 from the field. James Harden just 6 of 20 from the floor, but 3 of 8 from the outside. Still had 24 points, still had 11 assists, and 3 separate times in the ball game got fouled on a three-pointer. Now, he was just 9 of 13 at the charity stripe, and this is an issue as of late. Against the Kings, they got away with it. Against the Pelicans yesterday, they did not get away with missed free throws late. Tonight, they got away with it again. Just 16 of 24 at the charity stripe, as Ivica Zubac would miss 1, Derek Jones Jr. would miss 3, and 4 missed by James Harden. They survived and win by 15 anyways, as they were 48% from 3, 13 of 27, the Clippers, and almost 60% from the field, 45 of 76 overall from the floor. And really, you hold a team to 104, even though you look at the percentages. Miami shot 48% from the field, 38% from 3. But they held Bam in check, and the Heat only got up to 104 points in the ballgame. They didn't shoot many free throws, just 14. Clippers defended without fouling, and Bam Adebayo went 2 of 7 in his 35 minutes with 6 points, 7 assists, 7 boards. Ivica Zubac and Drew Eubanks was very good for them, their bigs today. He had 6 points on 3 of 3 shooting. Derek Jones Jr., were all 3 of his makes dunks, alley-oops, for his 8 points? No, he had a 3-pointer too. Amir Coffey, good to see him bounce back with 13 points. Big, timely shots down the stretch, into the third, into the fourth from Amir. Just really critical buckets for the Clippers. Nico Batum with the starters had 6, 2 boards, 2 assists, 2 of 6 from distance. Clippers win 110-104 in Miami over the Heat. Clippers off until Friday. They'll be in Atlanta taking on the Atlanta Hawks. We'll have your pregame show starting at 3:30 outside of Los Angeles. We are leaving you until then in LA. It's Clippers Talk next. Let's go! If you guys want to call in tonight, I'll put the number in here.
Just in time for Clippers season and boosts features you have to see to believe.
Molsa, you didn't tell me nothing about Bogi. Nobody's been talking about him more than me. And he was my player to watch. Come on now. Oh, yeah, those Patty Mills minutes were, you know, what was his plus minus in the ball game? This was the first time we've seen him in a while, but he played just 2 minutes. Rugby's a big fan.
Ticketmaster gets you to the game so you can watch every highlight in person. From seeing your favorite Clippers up close.
He helped up James when he got fouled on the 3-pointer rugby.
So get tickets at Ticketmaster because there's no better brag than saying you saw it live. This is Colin Cowherd.
Forget about the master.
I don't know if they're catching the Wolves.
Kitchen. This is laying concrete. This is foundation up. They need stability. They need culture, and Pete provides that.
I think he's an excellent fit with the Raiders.
I need to see wins, period, Toby.
Just won't do.
Colin Cowherd.
There's 16 games left. Downplaying this victory when you would have crushed them had they lost ain't it.
Phone it in.
We're taking your calls on the
Clippers incinerate the Nets in Miami. They burn them down. They go 13 of 27 from 3. That's 48%. And they shoot 59.2% from the field and win 119-104 over the Heat on the second night of a back-to-back without Kawhi, without Norman Powell, without Ben Simmons. This Clippers team now is, I want to say, 11-5 at rest on games with rest disadvantage so far this season. Welcome into Clippers Talk. I'm Adam Osland. 866-987-2570. 866-987-2570 is the phone number. This Clippers team impressed me in some ways tonight, but it starts with my player to watch, Bogdanovic, Bogi, who a lot of people in here were talking negatively about. We're saying he's washed, he's a bum, they shouldn't have traded Terrence Mann for him. He just dropped a 30 spot. Is the last time T-Man had 30 against Utah, who they will see T-Man on Friday. There could be revenge on both players' minds against their former squads, Clippers in Atlanta. But this is why you make the move. And it's not the only game that he's been on a heater as a Clipper so far. He's now up to shooting 37% from 3 as a Clipper. He just had a 23-point game against Detroit on the second night of a back-to-back. I mean, he's had games recently where he's 3 of 6 from 3, 3 of 4, 4 of 5, 4 of 7. He's had good games. He was 4 of 7 from 3 tonight. But then you add in the playmaking ability, 4 assists, but it's more than just that, bringing the ball up the floor, and 11 rebounds, 10 rebounds. My 2 box scores I'm looking at say 2 different things. That is a much more well-rounded player on the offensive end that can do a lot for you. He can score at 3 levels. I mean, in that fourth quarter, he had a stretch where first he hits on the right elbow off multiple screens from Ivica Zubac, who was great as well. Then he hits the next time down off the left elbow. Then he hits a 3-pointer to get to 28 points, and the Clippers are up 17, and that pretty much put this one away. That run from Bogi was huge. The Amir 3 to make it 112-94 might have been the ultimate dagger. He had another big 3 in the fourth quarter. Amir had a big 3 at the end of the third quarter after he just hit a jumper where he fell to his back. Another guy who people have been on recently. So 2 players that Clipper Nation has been going after absolutely performed at a very high level, and the Clippers don't win this game without them. Good to see those guys hopefully get their confidence back. I don't think Bogey's ever really lacking it. He's a gunner. He's a shooter. He's a 38% career 3-point shooter, and now he's at 37% as a member of the Clippers. I never put much stock into how he was playing with Atlanta because it was on pretty low volume, and he was in and out of the lineup a lot, but he hasn't had some major injury. Not a ton has changed. He's 32, not 38. And this was really good to see. A Clippers team respond after what happened yesterday, losing that game in the fashion they did, missing free throws. And they still miss free throws in this game, but when you're that hot from the field, I guess it doesn't matter. 16 of 24, the charity stripe. Still monitoring that. But holding Miami to 104, holding Bam Adebayo to 2 of 7 with 6 points. Ivica Zubac, guys, kicking ass and taking names and just climbing the ladder up the rankings when it comes to centers in this league. In 38 minutes, Big Zoo had 26 and 14, 12 of 16 shooting. They can't stop him. He had 11 in the third quarter. I would have liked him to get to 20 shot attempts. But I'll settle with 16 on a back-to-back. I'm good with that. James Harden didn't have his best, 6 of 20 from the field, but still got fouled 3 separate times on three-pointers, including one at the end by Wiggins. He went just 9 of 13 at the free throw line, but still 24 points, 11 assists. So you have a big three. 3 guys go for over 20. Amir Coffey with 13 off the bench. Derrick Jones Jr. with 8. That's where Eubanks was good with his 6 points. And the Clippers, after 11 turnovers in the first half, had 7 in the second half. They were better, taking care of the basketball. I mean, Miami still got up 8 more shots than them, partially because the Clippers went to the free throw line or had 10 more attempts at the charity stripe. Just good to see a couple of guys in this one, in Amir and Bogi, really help lead the Clippers to victory. We've come to expect it from James Harden, from Ivica Zubac. But Bogi, 30 spots. You got to win that game. I'm hoping he can get 15, just get half of that against Atlanta on Friday. We're expecting Kawhi back for that ball game. That will close out the 3-game road trip before they return home to Intuit Dome on Sunday against the Charlotte Hornets. You want to talk about a game of runs, though, back and forth, and the Clippers being able to keep them at bay. So Harden gets fouled on a three-pointer to end the first quarter. After a first quarter where Miami had almost as many turnovers as made shots. I believe they had 6 turnovers to 7 made shots. They couldn't hit anything. They went 0 of 5 to start from 3. So that means they went, 14 for their last 32 from 3. So they shot 44% after that. They started 0 of 5 from the outside. They couldn't hit anything. They started to hit afterwards, and they made some runs to try to climb back into it after being down 10 after the first quarter. It was 30-20 Clippers after James Harden was fouled, went to the free throw line, still missed one. Second quarter, you had Dunn, Amir, Zoo, Batum, and DJ out there, and the Heat were starting to heat up. They had 10 points in less than 3 minutes into that second quarter after having just 20 points in 12 minutes in the first quarter. They brought out the zone at the 9:21 mark. That feared Miami Heat zone. Nobody plays more of it than them. And the Clippers had struggled against it. Not tonight. We're much better. James Harden went downhill, found the creases in it, hit some tough shots. So after Miami started 0 of 6 from 3 going into the second quarter at that point, they would hit 6 of their next 7. And they went on a little bit of a run. But when Harden came back into the ball game in the second quarter, the Clippers immediately, after only being up by 4, went on a 7-0 run. That was key. Of course, Miami answered with a 7-0 run of their own. But the Clippers had a 9-2 run before the first half was over. They ended up being up by 5 at the half, as they still only had 2 points the final 3:14 of the second quarter. And they went that period, and that was just at the free throw line from Bogi. They still went without a field goal the last 3 minutes and 14 seconds. Probably should have been a bigger lead at the half. Wasn't. To start the third quarter, Harden misses. Wiggins layup, 3-point game. Bogi 3. Wiggins jumper. Bogi tough layup on Wiggins. Bogi ends up getting a 3 after multiple offensive rebounds by the Clippers the next possession, and then finds Ivica Zubac for a floater doing it all, just controlling the ball game, where at one point he had scored or assisted from the end of the second quarter to midway through, I think, the third quarter. He had scored or assisted Bogdanovic on at least 12 straight Clippers points. They got up by 11 quickly. He's running pick and roll with Ivica Zubac, finds him for another easy one. This is the type of stuff we need to see. I knew Bogi was capable of this. The coaching staff has been talking about how they've been impressed with him on the ball, running pick and roll, unlocking that part of his game, being able to do that, help out in that area. It's not all Kawhi. It's not all James Harden. When Ben Simmons is back, when Norm is back, you have another guy you can put when Chris Dunn is out there. Hopefully he's okay, by the way. You have another guy that can have his hands on the basketball and do a lot more than just be a spot-up three-point shooter. He's much more than that. I think that was the misconception about him coming over, but that was one of the reasons I was very excited about getting him. I've been watching him since he was in Sacramento. And tonight, this is the Bogi that I know. Doesn't mean he's dropping 30 every game, but he's capable of stuff like this. And while the Clippers, they got up double digits again, Miami had a little run by Tyler Hero, 7-0 run. It's back to a 4-point game at 69-65. Things were close, but then a Harden 3 and a DJ 3 in the third quarter got the Clippers a little bit of cushion. They're back up by 10. Then Zoo has a putback on his own miss after a James Harden miss. Clippers up by 12. Hero 3, Bogi turnover, Hero layup, 79-72. So you get these swings, and the Clippers, you get up by double digits, you get up by 12, you think you're in the clear, you're out of the woods, back comes Miami quickly. So they were pushed at times, but I like the response. After they got 9 straight from Tyler Hero, it's a 5-point game. Near the end of the third, it's 79-74. Zoo hook shot, who was doing work in that third quarter, had the Clippers up by 7. Wiggins hits a 3-pointer, 4-point game. Then Big Zoo has an and one on a dunk on Ware, who he just abused in this ball game. Clippers are up 84-77. Robinson hits a 3, 4-point game again. Miami wasn't going away. Harden free throws. He and Tyler Hero are doing a little bit of chirping. He misses the second. Hero to Ware, 3-point game, 85-82. And I'm wondering right now, are the Clippers even going to have the lead heading into the fourth quarter as we're late in the third? Harden misses a step back 3. Wiggins to the line, but misses both. That was a big turning point. And then this from Amir Coffey. He falls down on a jumper. He gets to go. Late third quarter. Miami turns it over, turns into a DJ dunk. Amir 3. Wiggins misses the 3, and the Clippers lead by 8 heading into the fourth at 92-84. But we know James Harden's not starting that fourth quarter. We'll tell you what happened after we pause 10 seconds for station identification here on AM 570 LA Sports. Your Clippers lineup to start the fourth: Bogi, Eubanks, Jordan Miller, Amir Coffey, and DJ. Jordan Miller gets a layup. He was a +9 in his 7 minutes out there. Eubanks gets a hook shot to go. Then I think he was called for a blocking foul or an offensive foul. But the Clippers are up 10. Amir hits another big 3 after a Hero layup. They're up 11. Bogi floater. They're up 13. DJ gets fouled. Goes 1 of 2. The Clippers have their largest lead of 14, and Ivica Zubac is coming back into the ball game. You're feeling good now. Now you get a little Bogi ball with Big Zoo. after a Bam putback dunk, it's a 12-point game. Bogi goes right elbow jumper. Then left elbow jumper. Then a Bogi three-pointer. And the Clippers are up by 17 with 6:36 left. You're feeling good about things. Miami didn't exactly fold. But because Amir would hit another three, because Bogi would get another bucket, James Harden fouled on another three, the Clippers pretty comfortably would win this ball game in Miami, thanks to a lot of hot shooting, 119 to 104. G in Miami, what's up? You're on Clippers Talk with Adam Mosley. What's up, G?
What's going on, Adam? Yeah, man, like the way the Clippers played tonight, man. They played phenomenal basketball. In the fourth quarter, they played very, very well. They didn't come out, turning the ball over. They wasn't playing too fast. They were playing at a decent pace. And, man, they just played hellacious good basketball. Everybody was eating. Everybody was sharing the ball. Bogi, man, he played phenomenal in that fourth quarter. I just love the way how his pace was and how he was just, controlling the offense and making good decisions with the ball. And James Harden coming in the game and not trying to take over the shine, but also feeding Bogi and say, bring us home. So I just love the way the team came together and finished the game together, despite how they played last night. I think last night hurt them with defense and a lot of giving up a lot of second chance points. But today they played way much better. I hope they can build on it and continue this, look what they doing well. Don't turn the ball over too much, and and continue to, play with confidence. Because the day they played, everybody played with confidence. So
yeah, I agree with you, G. I appreciate the phone call. A lot of guys showing some confidence out there with confidence in their shot, specifically. Bogi hit like a 28-foot straightaway three-pointer. That was a ridiculous look. It was Steph Curry land. That's how you know he was feeling good. Clippers win 119 to 104 in Miami over the Heat. Their next game coming up against Atlanta on Friday. We will take a quick timeout. We'll come back. We'll get to your phone calls, 866-987-2570, 866-987-2570. I'm Adam Mosland, and you're listening to Clippers Talk here on AM 570 LA Sports. Okay. I mean, why would you not trust Bogi is my thing. Players know who he is. They've gone up against him. They know what time it is. Bogi's been moving well. That hasn't been an issue. He's just been missing shots he typically makes, and it's been on low volume. So I said, I'm not putting a ton into it. When he came over, he had played like 25 games with Atlanta this season. That's it. I'm going to go with body of work over, I think it was like he was at, 80 to 100 three-pointers attempted in Atlanta this season. Last year, he took 650. Now can the Clippers find a way to win the next two games? Winnable games. Atlanta, Charlotte at home. That's what this needs to be. Therefore, you'd be winners of 6 of 7. Then you'd be feeling much better. When it comes to scoring tickets, and there's no better way than saying you saw it live. Hi, it's me, your USPS ground advantage shipment. Just left the warehouse. I just can't believe people are willing to give up on Bogi.
So far, I'm almost there.
Yes, I know. I get all the updates.
tell me this and that. Shouldn't have made the trade. Like, Terrence Mann can put up 20 on Friday. I'll still say it was the right trade. It was the right move. They got 3 second-round picks and a guy with much more of an appetite for scoring that they need over somebody in Terrence Mann who plays a very similar way to multiple other Clippers players now.
Clippers are victorious on the second night of a back-to-back, winning 119-104 in Miami over the Heat. I'm Adam Mosland, looking for post-game audio from Brian Shaw and the players after this one. Bogdanovic dropped 30, his Clippers high, plus 10, or we'll say it's 11 rebounds because one box score says 11. We'll go with that. Proud to say I've been on Bogi Island for some time. I'm not giving up on Bogdanovic. He can swing a game and maybe a playoff series. He is that talented when he is on. Let's go to E in La Canada. E, what's up? You're on Clippers Talk with Adam Mosland. What's up, E?
What's up, Adam? I'm back. How's it going?
I take a lot of calls, E. What did we talk about last time?
Yeah, for sure. The last time the call was after the Laker game, the second Laker game, when Kawhi suddenly turned it on again, right? Because everyone was like, does Kawhi still have it? And he turned it on that game.
33.
Right. And then, but it was a loss, right? But I was hopeful. I was positive after that loss. And you asked me, what about Bogi? Everyone's worried. And I was telling you, I'm like, we don't need to worry about Bogi. We don't need to worry about Kawhi. And I just want to say, what'd I tell you? What did I tell you?
Do you think I was worried about Bogi? You're preaching to the choir, brother. I'd have to hear the audio. I still have concerns over Kawhi. Even when he had 29 yesterday, his 7 points or his 6 points in the fourth quarter came at the very end. He wasn't looking for his shot early on when they needed scoring. Until Kawhi puts together a string of more consistent, high-efficiency games, there's still going to be concern there.
Yeah, and I think it's an element of getting his legs back.
Okay, but here's the thing.
That's what it just seems like to me.
There's 16 games left in the season. And at best, he's playing 12 or 13 of them. I think it needs to start now, right? Whole Kawhi, the ramp-up process and stuff, I think we're down the final stretch here. He's running out of runway.
Yeah, and he was good last game. I understand he's getting a little fatigued near the end, but that's just kind of how it is, right? Let's say it's a normal NBA season. This is like around Christmas time. Like Christmas is coming soon, and that's kind of when people say NBA season really starts. And yeah, he's just coming along. I think he's coming along just fine. And just like I said, he would be just fine. And I think he's been. And same doing Bogi. And I also was saying that was when I was railing on Coffee, and I was like, Coffee is barbecue chicken. We can't start him. We need to reduce his minutes. He's our 10th guy, and we're playing him like he's our 5th guy. And yeah, and that's been happening. And I also said what we need to do is we need to start Batum. And I was railing on Ty Lue and everything, but then guess what? Like Ty Lue, he puts Batum in the starting lineup, and we're coming out strong. I get it. I don't know what's going on with his minutes. There's 28-minute restriction on Batum, and so we put barbecue chicken out there in the fourth. And yeah, you see what happens. And so we desperately need our fourth guy, Norm, and then our 9th guy, Simmons, to come back.
Well, that'd be nice, but they're not out on the road trip, so I wouldn't expect them, maybe even not when they're back on Sunday. But, you got to admit, Amir Coffey was good in his 25 minutes in this game. He's 5 of 7, 3 of 4 from 3 with 13 points.
Right, but the Heat have terrible defense.
So, then I guess you got to knock Bogi's performance. You got to knock Ivica Zubac's performance. First of all, they don't have terrible defense. That's actually the strength of their team. They're 10th defensively on the season. But if you're going to knock Amir
Not
Coffee
right
for
now.
scoring, then you got to do the same thing for everybody else, right? And be like, I'll dismiss those numbers because, I mean, you just were praising Bogi. So that's not going to work, right?
I'm praising Bogi for the week and a half that he's had, and not just this game, right? And scoring 30
wait a
is
second.
different
He
from
just
15.
struggled last game. Come on, E. You got to be consistent, man. Amir Coffee was good in this game. They don't win this game without him. He hit timely big shots.
Last game was a weird game in terms of the role they put him in, right? Like there's an inconsistent role. I think Bogi, though, he's coming along. He's learning the
Excuses
team,
for guys
and
you
I'm
like.
not worried about him.
Excuses for guys you like, but heavy criticism of guys you don't like. It's inconsistent, my guy.
No,
I'm sorry.
I'm calling balls and strikes
No,
here,
you're
right?
not.
What it
No,
is,
you're not.
Coffee,
You said,
Coffee,
the Heat are a bad defense, which they're not even. And then you said,
right now.
well, no, I'm talking about
They've been.
Bogey's week. I wasn't talking about tonight. It's like, yes, you were. Yes, you were, man. Come on. Be real.
No, yeah, Bogi. No, okay. To score 30 points, right, against another team, a normal team, right? He still gets 20, right? That's still good. Okay. What my biggest complaint with Coffee is that Tyler was putting him in a position to fail. Amir Coffee is good at bench minutes and playing against other bench guys. He could get 10 points any given night on the bench.
Okay.
But putting him in a starting lineup against like Damian Lillard or whatever, he turns. You see other teams, they target him. They switch until they get Coffee, and then it's barbecue chicken.
I'm not saying Amir Coffee hasn't struggled some. I'm not saying Amir Coffee hasn't struggled some. I am saying for you to be like, meh, Amir Coffee's game tonight, that's weak. You got to give him credit when he's good. It's fair to get on him when he's bad, and teams have been targeting him. But tonight he was good.
Well, okay, this is what I'll say. This is my expectation of Coffee.
Oh God!
Right. So for me, I'm not.
Can you
like,
just say he had a good game,
E?
Can you just say he had a good game? Can you just admit he had a good game tonight? That's all I'm asking, brother.
If good is doing what you're supposed to, then he had a good game.
He's supposed to go shoot 75% from three every game, I guess. All right. I can't take it anymore. Quick timeout. 866-987-2570. 866-987-2570 is the phone number. Amir Coffee helped the Clippers bounce back and win 119-104 in Miami over the Heat. I'm Adam Osland, and you're listening to Clippers Talk here on AM 570 LA Sports. Like, come on, chat. Like, can you just admit he had a good game? Like, well, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll tell you what. No! Clippers Talk. What's your name? Where you calling from? What is it? What was your name, though? Sorry. Ibrahim? Ibrahim what? Osmond. Ibrahim. Calling from Minnesota. Hold on.
Dunks, dimes, and no looks are great on TV, but nothing compares to catching them IRL.
Amir's doing what he's supposed to.
The official home of the LA Clippers.
Shooting 75% from three is what he's supposed to always be doing. Get out of here.
You have to see to believe, including the Halo board and the wall, which includes 51 uninterrupted rows of the biggest.
Bonesaw said you're supposed to make a good call, E. This was not. Oh, you guys are killing him.
So get your tickets to see
Nick Ramos said you guys start scanning these calls. I found the call still interesting because some people are going to hate on Amir no matter what. I'm not trolling. I'm just laughing because, like, it's just so disingenuous. As soon as we start talking about Amir, it's like, well, Miami's not even good. They're a bad defense. It was like, you were praising Bogi for cooking that defense.
The wildest thing that you guys have considered.
The NBA is the only league.
Keep it a buck.
I am a fan of 4 10-minute quarters, putting aside what it means for records and things like that.
I didn't catch that from Lauren Rosen. That's good.
It would be the equivalent.
Zubats and Bogi got that special connection.
The Dan Patrick Show, weekday morning, 6 a.m. right here on LA's home of the
One more time out.
Yep, one more after this.
Clippers win 119-104 in Miami over the Heat. I'm Adam Osland. This is Clippers Talk. Bogi has 30, Zubac 26 and 14. And make sure you say it's 14. He corrected Carlo, who said 13 post game. These guys know their numbers. He knows he had one more rebound there. Our guy was tired, though. Gassed late after the great defensive performance against Bam Adebayo, who went 2 of 7 with 6 points. That's the game. You shut down a guy to that extent, their second, or I don't know, he's the most important two-way player on Miami, and you destroy him like that, that's how you win by 15. James Harden had 24. Amir Coffey with 13 on 5 of 7 shooting, 3 of 4 from distance. But that's just what he's supposed to do, right? I believe we have Ibram on from Minnesota.
Hey, what's going on, guys, man? Good win by the Clips, man. I'm happy on a back-to-back. Quick question. What do you think is the best matchup for us? I know I'm getting ahead of the horse. We gotta
Memphis.
Go to the play-in. If not, Memphis.
Here,
Really?
my dream is this.
Okay.
I need the Memphis Grizzlies to start winning and grab the 2 seed, and the Clippers to win the play-in game in the 7-8 matchup, because it looks like that's where they will be. That's the most likely spot. They end up in that 2-7 against Memphis. To me, that's the most advantageous matchup for them. Not an easy matchup, but it's just the best of the worst matchups, you could say. It's better playing them than Denver or the Lakers, you could say. The Lakers, after getting Luka, I mean, come on.
I'm scared of the Timberwolves, man, in the play-in. I'm just scared of them for some reason.
Oh, you should be.
They
They
got our
won the
number.
season series against the Clippers. They've been good over the years against the Clippers, and you're calling from Minnesota, so I'm guessing you're well aware of them.
Yeah, I'm well aware of them, man. I'm a big Kawhi fan, so it's kind of funny that they beat us those games like without him playing heavy minutes, and one of those he was not playing at all. 2 of them he was not playing at all. So it'd be interesting to see that.
Yeah, and he and Ant had words at the free throw line last season where Ant was saying he was getting old. Kawhi said, hell no. So I know they got a lot of respect for each other, and it's all within the bounds of competition. But that would be a fun play-in game, but definitely a stressful one. I got you.
Yeah, thanks, Adam.
All right, Ibram. Appreciate the phone call. 866-987-2570. Clippers win by 15 on the second night of a back-to-back in Miami over the Heat. Jordan Miller gave him good minutes. I know you look at the box score, and it's not huge out there. He's 1 of 1. He got an easy one transition to start the fourth quarter, but he was a +9 in his 7 minutes. You can't always trust the plus-minus in one-game situations, but I thought he blended in fine out there. He didn't stand out for the wrong reasons. And this is somebody that just needs to get his confidence back. We've talked about confidence and mental blocks and shooting blocks with Bogi starting things off as a Clipper. Now he's at 37% from 3. But Drew Eubanks was really good in this game overall. 3 of 3 with his 6 points. And it wasn't just all dunks. Like, while he did catch a lob or was helped out from James Harden, I believe it was, he also hit a tough hook shot to start the fourth quarter, I want to say. That was good to see. They don't need much. I don't need much. All I said was, if he can be more serviceable than Mo Bamba was, his effort and his hustle is at least there. He works hard. He tries hard out there. He plays hard. That's all I need. He did have an offensive rebound, or an offensive foul, I should say, after that hook shot he made to start the fourth quarter, but Eubanks was better. Now can the Clippers, I'm not expecting them to shoot almost 60% from the field on Friday, but can they put it all together with Kawhi back, still no Norm, against the Atlanta Hawks to really keep this thing going? We'll talk more about that, the matchup on Friday in the ATL. So it'll be Bogi versus Terrence Mann. But really, it's Bogi versus Atlanta, Terrence Mann versus the Clippers. Both guys will be looking to enact some revenge on their former employer Nice warm-up game here from Bogi. Need at least 15 against the Hawks. So half of what he scored in this game on Friday. I'm Adam Osland, and this is Clipper Stock here on AM 570 LA Sports. I see the picture you guys are talking about. This is pretty good. White man can't jump. James Harden posting this. Pat Boys 2025 hashtag Uno with him and Bogi.
Redefines the way fans watch basketball, including incredible features like the interactive Halo board and 51 rows of uninterrupted seats in the wall.
That's good.
Be sure to take it all in and experience the
I've been enjoying
like never before.
Harden's leadership immensely. He called Ivica Zubac one of the most underrated great players in this league. James Harden said that. Ivica's response was, I've been thinking that for a long time. I'm glad other people think that too. Ivica Zubac, great response to James Harden calling him one of the most underrated great players in this league. He's even underrated by his own fan base, with many who are just coming around on how good he is. Clippers win in Miami. At 145, 119-104 was your final. Bogi ball was played. My player to watch. Not that I'm patting myself on the back. Even if he was Carlos, I'd give him credit, just like I did with that Nico game recently. I mean, come on, it's what we do here. Bogi had 30 on 11 of 16 shooting. I think he started 12 of 14. No, he couldn't have been 12 of 14. They didn't take a shot away. I think he started 10 of 12. He was 4 of 7 from the outside. Here he was post-game, though, with your Clippers courtside reporter, who just came on the show yesterday, Lauren Rosen.
Ryan, Bogi, you made it look easy tonight, but how does a performance like that actually feel?
Definitely not easy. Back-to-back. I mean, as I said the first time, when you see veteran like James preparing for the game, land at 2 a.m., fall asleep probably around 4 or 5, and get ready for today, just sleep whole day. You know, it's a huge motivation for me and everyone else. So he leads by example. We follow.
And he's often calm, cool, and collected, James Harden. But in the fourth quarter, you had him hyped up. I know you've admired him for a long time. What's it like to actually play with him?
Amazing competitor. He's pushing the best out of me. And he's just trying to compete, you know, and win every single game. So still learning how to space and play with him, but we are on a good track.
Early in the broadcast, we talked about your efficient communication with Ivica Zubac in Serbian. To watch him play as well as he has, having the best season of his career, what's it like to be teammates now?
As I said, it's easier when nobody understands you on the floor, so we can prepare better. They don't know what we want. And I'm just happy about his progress. He's a high-working guy, and he just competes. You know, he just wants to win, play the right way. Amazing to play with him.
He's happy to have you here, too, as is Clipper Nation. Bogi, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Bogi there talking with Lauren Rosen post-game on FanDuel TV after the Clippers win by 15 in Miami over the Heat. Bogdanovic with a 30 ball on just 16 attempts out there, as he's up to shooting 37% from 3 now as a member of the Clippers, for all the haters out there. Clippers will be back in his old stomping grounds on Friday in Atlanta, taking on the Hawks. We'll have your pregame show starting at 4:30. Make it tip-off at 4:30, pregame at 3:30. Before we get out of here, I do want to thank the Clippers organization, Ralph Lawler, Brian Seaman, Noah Eagle, Carlo Jimenez on the call. What up, Big Brother Jake Warner, our head engineer, our executive producer, Daniel West in the bank. Thank you, Daniel. The callers, the listeners, the chatters. We'll be back at Clippers Talk on the YouTube side, of course, tomorrow. But for the rest of you, we'll be back at 3:30 with the pregame show for Clippers and Hawks on Friday. Talk to you then. Chad, just want to remind you, Clippers Talk is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Underdog Fantasy is the easiest way to play fantasy sports, and it's available in over 30 states. All you got to do is pick higher or lower on your favorite player stats or your least favorite player stats, and you can win up to 100 times your money. Make picks, win money, and I got the free promo code. This will give new users a free pick and up to $1,000 in bonus cash. The promo code is LAC, and you can find that and the referral link in the description down below in this very episode. Underdog Fantasy, make picks, win money. Chat, we'll talk to you tomorrow. That'll be 160 days straight of Clippers Talk.